Alright, and for our first run of the day, we've got Gyoo doing any percent all
live.
acts of BG3.
What?
You're live.
Oh,
if you want
live.
to start introducing
Sorry, I didn't hear I didn't hear Neon. So yeah, hello everyone. Sorry about the false start. It's the I have no excuse because it's not the morning for me, but okay, whatever. So this is going to be Baldur's Gate. I'm Gyoo, and I will be joined by Kronos and Ogam. Hello, guys. And so before we start, first, if you've never seen a run of Baldur's Gate, this is the first time that it will be shown as in a marathon. So yeah, it's pretty wild. You'll see why, and you will see that during character creation. So before we start the timer, I will go through character creation because there's a few things to explain there. First, we're going to start the run in balanced difficulty. You will see that this will change over time during the run. And yeah, let's just create our character. I can lower a bit my sound if there is some echo. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to play as a halfling. Lightfoot halfling, doesn't matter. This is going to be a wizard. We need some specific cantrips, especially this one, the minor illusion, is going to be important, as well as the spells. All the spells that I'm going to use here, those 6 ones, they're pretty important. We're playing a criminal as the background just to get that extra bit of stealth. It might happen, well, it might be important. And also because I have a wizard, obviously I'm going to set all my points in strengths and dexterity, as well as a bit of constitution and the rest in intelligence. And for the spells, I'm going to prepare the 3 ones, so magic missile, enhanced sleep, and chromatic orb. Okay, so just one last point. Not going to play as the default character, this one is fine. And I'm going to play to name it FPFH because that's the name of the event. However, we're going to refer to the main character as Tav, because that's the default character name, and that's how we used to define him or her. So let's go for it. As well as the Guardian, we just don't care. So we're going to be going for the countdown for the timers. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we start with a cutscene that we're gonna skip. And for the beginning, for the Nautiloid and maybe the rest of Act 1, I might let Kronos and Ogam talk because I need to focus and there's a lot to explain. So go on, guys.
So the first thing Gyoo is going to be doing is a big Nautiloid skip, which is probably one of the most difficult tricks to begin with. So he's going to be making a quick save here just for safety, and he's going to do a dash, turn into turn-based mode, dash again, and jump through the wall.
Yes.
There we go, first try, nice. And yeah, basically by spamming your jump, which we use a scroll wheel bind for, we're able to clip through walls with your enhanced leap jump. And that's pretty useful and allows us to skip this entire tutorial section and make it through to Act 1.
And that's it
all
for
the prologue. Yeah.
Wow.
So I hope you like Act 1 because you're not going to see a lot of it. Once again, go ahead for the explanations. I think you can start now.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically this first big trick coming up here in Act 1 is shadowboxing. So we're going to see Gyoo set up a node by scrolling his camera over to a very specific spot and dropping a scroll on top of a very certain pixel on the screen. It's hard to see, but he did it around 2 ticks down of where the chasm pop-up was. Then he picks up a barrel right here, which will be used later on in Act 2. And he's just making his way over to Shadowheart. So now he's going to skip through all her dialogue, kill Shadowheart. This is all intended, totally. Pick up all her items and loot her, And basically we're going to use her corpse and just teleport with it. So there's a box on the ground here. We're just going to put Shadowheart inside the box and hopefully destroy the box so it does just the correct amount of damage here. Okay.
Oh, come on.
It did only 3 damage.
Of course, it had to happen.
Yeah, so for shadowboxing, you need the box to get destroyed on the teleport of the box. So how that's done is done by clicking the box to open it and then dragging it to move it. And when you do that, it teleports to that node location that he set up at the very beginning of the act. So unfortunately, he has to do it again. And it is 2 dice rolls. You need the dice rolls to add up to 4 in total, because the box says
the
4
problem
health.
is like the first roll can also be 4, and in that case the box just explodes directly. So this is not what we want. So for the first damage roll, the best thing is to have 3 damage, but this time I had only 2, and bad luck, I had only 1 damage on the second roll, so that's why we need to do it a second time.
Yep. And yeah, I believe like if you go off pure dice roll terms, it should be like a pretty high success rate. It's just unfortunate that it didn't work there. Getting 2 very low rolls. So if it works this time, same thing, enter turn-based mode, put Shadowheart in the box, and hopefully...
Yes.
There we go. 4 damage. And now skip through this long rest. And you'll notice that Shadowheart is going to be back alive. Just magically.
My faith protects me.
And then when we leave camp with Shadowheart selected, we're already at the mountain pass, which is basically the end of Act 1. So, no big fights in the goblin camp or the tiefling refuge with the druids. And yeah. So now here, just kill our tab here, just punching them. And we're going to set up another glitch for infinite status. So by entering turn-based mode, picking up our tab, we end the act. And when we revive it, we're going to have infinite status available for our character, meaning that turn-based effects and other similar things are just permanent, basically, until you enter turn-based mode again.
Yeah, sorry about the echo, I just noticed it comes from OBS, not Discord. This is not something that I tested before, unfortunately.
I do love that when you do the shadow box the first time, it's like Shadowheart disapproves. Like, yeah, I would think so.
Yep. Okay. So here, we're just making our way through the mountain pass. Generally, this is pretty dangerous. There's a lot of very high level enemies, and we're still like level 1 here.
Yep,
so
and that's the end of Act 1.
Yeah, we just casted Fog Cloud and just jumped past them because they couldn't see us. Okay. Yeah, so now we're heading to Act 2. And here we'll be doing a lot of pretty cool things for this route. I believe we're doing Shard route here. There's quite a few new routes in the game, so...
Yeah, so basically I'm still doing Shard route, which is considered a bit outdated right now, but I didn't have enough time to learn the new route, which is called the Goomba Stomp. A pretty interesting name. So basically we're going to go through the Shard Temple, whereas the new route, which is a bit faster, doesn't do that. So yeah, you can go ahead with the explanations. I did some pretty interesting stuff.
Yep. So right there, what happened was we turned Shadowheart into a halfling, so we're able to pick up Shadowheart with the throw command in the game. Oh, that's a 2 roll. Very close. Okay. But, yeah, so what we did there was we canceled the throw animation in order to pick up Shadowheart, and that allows us to carry her all the way over here. And we'll be using that another time in the run later on. And nice. First try for the command drop. And that gives us the Moon Lantern. And the Moon Lantern is going to be used to go through all the shadow cursed areas of the game, where generally you would need to go through Last Light In and everything, but by just picking it up early from stealing it from the Drider, yeah. Yeah, so this kidnapping is what we call it. Requires pretty much a precise time for your inputs by canceling the animation in order for it to work. And now here, we're just jumping through all of Act 2.
There was a battle here once. A large one.
Lots of precise jumps for this jump pathing. And we're just making our way to the fast travel point of Baldur's Gate early here. Unfortunately, we can't go through yet.
Yeah.
Because we need to kill Catherick.
The main thing that I want to add is that during this section, I need to be really careful about my input, because since I'm currently kidnapping Shadowheart, if I do any mistake, like I don't know, clicking the wrong button and casting throw instead of jumping, for instance, it would cancel the kidnapping, so I would have to do it again. And because you don't see your character, sometimes you just don't figure this out, and you just left Shadowheart behind without noticing it. So yeah, I prefer to take it a bit slow and careful, just to make sure I do the right input and no mistake. Here I'm going to hide and jump while being hidden, just to skip Raphael, because we don't want to talk to him. Yep. And we are on our way to Shard Temple.
Yeah, so right here it's just a quick puzzle. It's pretty easy. You just push the buttons in this order. One to the left of the entrance, then to the right, and then the final button up front. And that just opens up the area, and you just enter down.
That disc.
Okay, so Temple of Shar. There's going to be, once again, some pretty interesting stuff. First, it starts with just this first puzzle that we can cheese by just jumping twice here. Just like that, and we don't need to actually solve the puzzle, which is just going around in certain places. And now I'm going to do pretty much the same thing as I did in the Nautiloid, because in this game walls are just mere suggestions. And I'm going to set myself right there in this spot, and spamming jump plus interact makes me go in this forbidden position, and now I just clipped out of bounds, went to the floor under the one I was, and I can go there and trigger that cutscene, which will be helpful for later. Especially helpful because I also have a waypoint that I will use in a moment. Now I just invoke a Phantom Cat, which completely breaks this fight, so I can just go through. Very easy. And now we're going to the library directly with this very long jump. So I don't know, Kronos, if you explained this, but I have infinite status, which helps me to keep all my status indefinitely. So it's very helpful in this area. I don't have to reload all my buffs. Okay, so can I? Thank you. Okay, so this is where the barrel is going to be useful. So I'm going to place it in a very specific spot right there. And just doing the same thing, I clip through the barrel and I can clip through the door as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so for some reason I got up, but it's fine, it's just a very small time loss. So we just completely skip the whole Temple of Shar by doing this. Whoops. And now we are next to Shadowfell. I just need to give the spare to Shadowheart, buff her, and now I will let you talk about what I'm going to do.
Yeah, so right here, we're going to set up these cutscenes to basically play at the same time. So while Shadowheart is entering Shadowfell, we're also going to be entering the prison with our Tav, and this is going to allow us to have our Tav in the prison while Shadowheart is in cutscene. So now when Shadowheart enters Shadowfell, even though it looks like our Tav is there, it's still in the cutscene and will be teleported to the prison, allowing us to basically be in two areas at once where we're not supposed to be able to. And this allows us to do some very funny things with the Catheric fight later on in Act 2.
Yeah, it basically helps us both to multitask, so doing two things at the same time in different places, and also it will break some stuff a bit later. Okay, oubliette skip. Let's go.
So this is a very precise skip. So we're
Nice.
going to, oh, nice first try. That was very clean. So what Gyoo did right there was just jump right in the pathing of one of the brains, and what that allows us to do is just jump into where that spot is, and it only works if the NPC or whatever character is pathing in that direction, so it's very nice to get that very cleanly like that. So here, Gyoo's going to just level up, choose Conjuration, whatever spells, and get Witch Bolt, which is going to be the only thing we really need in this fight. And just respec Shadowheart as a wizard, or just add a wizard as a class. We switch to Explorer mode, so the bosses have less health. And yeah, we're just going to enter the cutscene here. And same thing, we're just switching over to Shadowheart. And we're going to kill the Night Song. So Balthasar's still there. So we're going to just sneak around to a very specific spot on the ground and cast Fog Cloud, so he just turns away. And this allows us just to directly talk to the Night Song.
Okay, I'm doing a save here because sometimes some very funky stuff can happen here.
There it is.
Okay.
For instance,
Yeah. So right here you can see the game's kind of weirded out at the fact that we entered the Night Song fight. Okay. And now we're entering the Catheric fight at the same time. And because we just killed the Night Song in that cutscene with Shadowheart, notice that the Night Song is not here in this Catheric fight. And yeah, we're just going to cast Witch Bolt over and over on Catheric here.
yeah, so there's multiple reasons why this happens. First, it's because we do have infinite status, because otherwise the Witch Bolt would just disappear after like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3 bolts. And also because we're currently in a, let's say we're just in a weird state where there's the cutscene playing on Shadowheart, and we're at a specific spot in the cutscene. So we can attack Catheric this way without actually triggering the fight. And it's going to be the same for Merkel. So I'm also going to get Pixibel for Tav, because it's going to be useful later on for a very particular trick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you also saw Gyoo throw a bottle of water that he picked up at the camp earlier. That just allows us to do double damage with our Witch Bolts here. for a short amount of time, but it does really speed it up. And yeah, lots and lots of casts here.
And that's Mirko's dead.
Yeah, that was really clean.
The chosen of Merkel is dead. And now, if the
So now Catherick is dead. We're just looting his body for the nether stone and gets all his items to sell for later on. And yeah, now we're able to progress to Act 3. I'm just going to get some
Not quite
gold.
Act 3. There's a few things before.
Well, yeah. Like the intermission between Act 2 and 3.
Right.
You recall.
Do you have a moment here where I can do a real quick read?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Games Done Quick, for the big old raid. Good to have y'all here. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or time zone. And of course, we are still looking to hit goal for our next incentive, the Reimu DLC Funky Any % run for I Am Sakuya Toho FPS game. About a third of the way there, and it's our next run, so if you're really wanting to see it, get those donations in.
Yeah.
All right.
So, just
Yeah,
jump
thank you.
in.
So you didn't miss much. Basically, what I did is put everyone in safe spots, so I could end. I could go through this portal and move on to the intermission. And during intermission, there's going to be once again a lot of stuff happening. We're going to recruit Jahira, even though we didn't meet her before. But since she's safe, it's going to work. So she just waits for us in the camp.
Beyond the.
And yeah, we're supposed to have a git ambush and then a fight in the astral plane. Sorry. Let's say we're going to do things differently.
Yep. So right here, we're going to recruit Jahira. First, give her enhanced sleep because we're going to just jump to Withers to respec her. And
Wait, Tav, what are you doing?
Tav, no.
Hold on. Wait,
Don't
no.
do this, no. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we just had her Tav jump off the edge. Yeah, don't worry, she'll come back. So we're going to pick up 2 crates here, use later on in Act 3. And yeah, we're just talking to Withers here to reclass as a fighter. And since Jahira by default is level 8, we're going to be able to get some pretty useful stats for her here. So we're respecing her strength and dexterity primarily for jumping ability, and that's very important for this area. And we're going to get Mage Hand, which is one of the most important cantrips here for this upcoming glitch. And we're just getting Enhanced Sleep and Featherfall for useful jumping later in Act 3. And yeah, just getting specific feats.
Yeah, the alert feat is pretty important because it will help us to start the fight with Jahira, the following fight. Which is pretty much the only thing we need it for. Okay, so I had some issues this morning, but it should be fine, hopefully. Yes, okay. So for some reason I got a soft lock here this morning and it was a bit concerning, but yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so yeah, right here we use Jahira and cast Mage Hand, and we're going to skip this big fight here. So what we did right there was smash between the Mage Hand and our dead Tav, which allows us to be in this area of the astral plane. And even though our 2 characters are in the cutscene right there, we can kill one of them, in this case Shadowheart, and that just breaks us out of the cutscene and allows us to use the portal that we entered in to leave the astral plane and skip the entire gift fight right there, which is very lengthy. Takes a few minutes. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Poor Shadowheart, she's going through a lot during this run. It's not done.
Yep. Unfortunate. Yep. So now we're entering into Act 3. And yeah, we just have Jaheira here. Our other two characters are unfortunately dead. We'll just pick up Tav here to set up infinite status once again.
I need to wait a bit just to enter turn-based mode so we can do the same infinite status as we did during Act 1.
Yep. So now we're just having Jaheira go jump through this entire area.
Yeah. So the next target, well, right now there's two targets we need to kill before going to the end of the game, which are Goltash and Orin. And we're going to kill them, at least Goltash, in a very satisfying manner. And for Orin, well, we will let you judge.
Yep. So we casted invisibility earlier on there just so we don't get seen by the guards as we jump here. Also going to be important for once we reach the castle because we're kind of not allowed to be in this area that we're jumping to. But he doesn't mind once we're in the hall. So we're just opening some doors ahead of time.
Okay, just a quick save because sometimes I've had a few issues with that trick. So we're trying to get Goltash out of the room and just cancel the melee attack just before the end. Okay, so that's a good start. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, never mind.
Goltash can jump now.
Okay, and now we're going to kidnap him if I can. Okay, good. Not a lot of tries. So the two crates that I got, I'm going to use them right there to stack them, jump on top of them, and then jump to the bridge. Now I'm moving a bit, and now we're just going to throw Goltash into the chasm. And that's it for Goltash. Now we can move on to Lower City.
Yeah, that is probably one of the most satisfying things to do right there is throw Goltash off the edge.
Just yeet Goltash.
Okay, so now into the Lower City. And yeah, we're going to go and do some fun shopping because we should, you know, celebrate this run.
Yeah, it's that run is a celebration. Definitely, you will understand why. So at the beginning of Lower City, there will be a bit of menuing involved because I need to level up Tav to a certain point. Basically, Tav is level 2 right now, and I need Tav to level 4 because we'll get the athlete feat, which will help. Which will help to get a bit more distance. Oh yeah, so leveling up. Get a bit more distance with jumps. So I'm taking invincibility and misty step. It's important. I will need both of them for later. And now I can take any cantrip, any spell, and I just need the athlete feat, which will help me to jump farther. One last thing I need to do is put the pixie bell in my action bar, and now just buff myself.
Also, and you got a very funny bug with your character portrait.
Yeah, I don't know what. That's the first time I get this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Whatever, it's not a big deal.
The character is now just a blue blob. Okay.
Also, I have to mention, because I'm just on the way to the shopping area, I am not running on the latest patch of the game, which was released like 2 or 3 days ago. But a lot of us, myself included, had some very bad performance issues with that patch, so I decided to down patch to the previous one. It doesn't really change anything for that route. just so you know. But this way you have all the details. We usually go for the latest patch. So yeah, I'm just buying fireworks because, like we said, we want to celebrate this run. Also, walls are just a mere suggestion, so I'm going to clip through the back of the shop to get out of this building and move on.
Yep. Now we're just heading to where Orin is, in the Ball Temple. So we're just making our way over there.
Okay, do we have a minute for a quick donation?
Yep. Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So we have $5 from Final Flame, putting that toward our target for the Reimu DLC Funky Any % incentive. That is coming up next with Un Pigeon Voyageur, who also rated us. Thank you so much, Pigeon, for the raid. But yeah, we are still looking to hit that goal. So if you are looking for something to put your donations toward, that is a great incentive.
Okay, so right here we're coming up across this cutscene skip here. So by using the Pixie Bell, we're entering a dialogue that skips talking to Yenna, who is just Orin disguised as Yenna. And that's going to be useful for stuff here. So we're just making our way through this trial area by being invisible. Invisibility is very useful.
Yeah, so basically it has two purposes, the cutscene skip that we did. First one is that, well, that's a cutscene that we don't want to have, because that's a cutscene. And the second one is that by doing so, Orin is going to keep her shapeshift form. So she's still going to be shapeshift as Yenna with 5 HP. And I think you see what is going to happen by telling that. Oh, okay, never mind. I can get this back. This is something that happens when you unlock your action bar. Sometimes you just remove accidentally some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
So right there, just Misty stepped through the locked door, since there's like a small area where you're able to go through there. And now here we're toggling the passive for killing here, or dipping our
so
Warhammer
basically the game doesn't allow us to kill children in this game, so we can just knock her out, and yeah, it works. So yeah, now Orin is dead.
Yeah, just one swing.
The nether stir, the thrum quickens.
Amorphic, and to make pasta happen. Finish.
Yep. So now
Now switching back to Jaheira because it's faster. Right now Tav is in an unsafe area, so I cannot teleport back to this waypoint. So that's why we're using Jaheira for this part.
Yep. And now here we're just heading to the Morphic Pools, which is basically the segue to the final part of the game here. So we're just doing some jumps. Just safety save here in case we trigger a fight here, but should be fine. And there we go.
Okay, so Morphic Pools, just as everything before, we're going to skip parts of it. Especially, there's supposed to be a pretty long cutscene at the end of the Morphic Pools segment, where you're trying to control the nether brain and it doesn't work, and you do a lot of rolls, and all those rolls are just nearly impossible to do. So all of this is not going to happen because once again we're going to use Shadowheart to help us.
Oh, Shadowheart!
The brain is here.
So because we have someone dead, it could have been Tav as well, but it's more convenient for it to be Shadowheart. Okay, did I get the spot? Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, as long as we have someone dead, the last cutscene is not going to play well, and we're just going to skip it. So you'll see that in a minute. Right there, oh, okay. So in my right now, I'm doing some concentration throws to see if I'm getting stunned by the shockwaves. And in my training run this morning, I had all my throws successful, so I didn't get stunned a single time. That is very rare. Okay, so like I said, the cutscene didn't play, so we're directly into the astral plane once again. And because we didn't do the Gith fight in the astral plane at the end of Act 2, the Gith are still there. So that's why I'm casting Invincibility, just not to get detected and start a fight. And once again, I'm going to, once we transform into an Elithid, I'm going to do some specific things to prevent bad things to happen.
Yeah, so you need to have a Elithid here in order to beat the game. It could be anyone, but for the speedrun, we ourselves want to become the Elithid because we're going to just start this fight, and that makes it so that the Emperor turns against us, and we're able to beat the game in this way.
Yeah, and also we shove one Gith, so they're all surprised and they don't attack us. They just keep their turn.
And same thing here. Rip Jahira. We're going to just make our way through to the final fight here. So Withers greets us. We have no allies, it's just our Tav. And we're just going to fly past all of these big fights here. So there's this entire huge fight in this section here that we're just skipping.
I'm going to wait for a second, I think. Maybe jump here, should be fine. Yeah, I think we're good.
Oh,
no.
No.
Oh snap,
No.
This is bad. And yeah, okay, this is the only place where I forgot to do a quick save, so
Yeah.
it's okay, it's like a minute. I'm going to just restart just before transforming into an Elithid.
Yeah, so you just need to skip past all of these enemies here. It's pretty,
You will get this.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I was a bit overconfident here and I forgot to make a quick save.
Come.
That's my fault, it's not a big deal. That's what
No
the
worries.
estimate is for.
Time to live.
I should still have plenty of time.
We have a quick moment here. I have a quick donation to read out, if that's all right.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, we have $5 from AT Tree saying, "Sure, Baldur's Gate has leaping wizards and shadow boxing, but I Am Sequoia's funky mode could be anything. He could even have flying wizards." Ooh, yeah, we are about just now $40 short of that goal. So thank you so much, AT Tree, for that $5 donation. We're very close to it, and it's coming up next. So definitely get those donations in if you are looking forward to that.
Okay,
Okay,
now
so
we're
invincibility
back in
and now quick saving. Not doing the same mistake twice.
Okay. Yep. Just fly across to the roof and some precise jumps. Well, not super precise. Just need to be away from all the enemies so they don't see you.
Okay, whatever. Hopefully that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
What is going on?
He's
Tav,
going up the
please.
ladder.
Well, okay, I should have levitated. Okay, so because I'm still in patch 4, I can do a Misty Step right there to get directly to this area without going to... Hold on. Am I not in the right position?
Yeah,
right
you
there?
need to be a little bit further.
Yeah, I need to be this. But yeah, it doesn't work anymore in patch 5, so we have another strat called the frog strat, where we transform into a frog and do enhanced sleep, and it also works well. Also, for some reason, I do have to restore myself
Find a way forward.
before going to invincibility. Okay, entering turn-based mode. I don't care.
Yep. So now that we're invisible, we're just going to head through to this end fight with the Emperor and the Nether Brain.
Yeah, you should notice, if you didn't notice, I still have my fireworks. It's a bit of a foreshadowing, but yeah. We're going to use them at the very end. Alright, so that's it for the second to last fight, which was not really a fight. And now for the fight against the Nether Brain. So time is not going to be directly when I kill the Nether Brain. There's a bit of a cutscene right after, but it's going to be like in 30 seconds maximum. So get prepared on this. So to kill the Nether Brain, we're just going to throw fireworks at it. And we're doing 2 stacks. And it's good. So yeah, just the cutscene and the time is coming up very soon. So 2, 1, time.
And time.
Okay, I'm pretty satisfied. The only big mistake was just the fight that I triggered near the end, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Yeah. Very clean runs.
Yeah, thank you. So if you're interested, if you enjoyed the run, well, first thank you. Thanks Fast-Paced Events for having me during this marathon. If you're interested in running this game, we do have a Discord. As you can see, the run is very various. Well, various. I don't know if it's a correct word in English, but whatever. Yeah, it's diverse. There's a lot of things going on. It's never the same. It's very original as well, I think. So you can just find our Discord on the speedrun.com page. And yeah, big shout outs to the community, especially to Ogam. He's the one who found out most of the stuff that you saw in this run. And he keeps finding more stuff, so it's ever evolving so far, and it's great to run.
Yeah, there's been like new things like every single day basically for tricks and speedrun strats. It's really cool.
That was definitely a fun run to watch. That was. It's really great to see such a beautiful and lovely game broken so quickly and in such fast time. So that was it was just joy to watch. So thank you so much, Gyoo, for doing that.
Yep. Okay, so I think that's all for us. Thanks once again to the organization, and good luck for the rest of the marathon.